Today on Ninchronicles, we'll take a look at Super Punch Out, the original arcade game. Yes, it was really an arcade game at first. Far too often have I had to correct people who think the SNES version is the original.
You know, I'm having trouble beating Bald Bull on the SNES Super Punch Out.
You know, that's not the original Super Punch Out.
I didn't even say that. What are you talking about?
You know what? You can just play on your own. I'm sick of this.
What? You're my Abyssamaru! I actually need you this time!
The first thing you might notice about this arcade version of Super Punch-Out is, who's that handsome fellow with the green hair? Well, good news, friend, because that's you. Yes, it looks like Little Mac decided to comb his hair in between games. Okay, so what's actually new in Super Punch-Out? Well, the big thing is you can now duck. Ducking adds an additional layer of strategy for avoiding nasty blows, and almost everyone in this game has a move you need to duck to survive. Your opponents in this game have much more outrageous moves than the last time around. There's Super Macho Man's Spinning Punch, and Bear Hugger's Double Crunch move. Look, Dragon Chan here just forgets he's boxing and he just starts kicking you. Come on, ref, can't you do something about that? And Great Tiger does the signature hopping around and... wait a minute, I think this move belongs to somebody else. The other difference in this game is that in Punch-Out, the timer counted down, but in Super Punch-Out, it goes up. It doesn't really matter since they both end after 3 minutes, but it's easier for time attack reasons than this one. Another thing to note, and all of this is true for the original game too, once you become Champion of the World, the yellow eye trick goes away, so you'll need lightning quick reflexes to keep your title. And what happens if you lose your title? Well, whoever you lost it to becomes the new Champion of the World. Even your wireframe gets downgraded back to green, but the yellow eyes come back. You only get one shot to rematch before being sent back to the beginning. It doesn't matter how many cores you put in. I will note though, Super Punch-Out does have a nice touch of adding a bandage if you try again. Some may see it as a stigma of failure, but I see it as tending to the wounded. This time around, everybody you fight comes back in a later Punch-Out game. No lost boxers here, although Vodka Drunkinski did have his name changed to something a little less insulting. Some other notable things about these arcade Punch-Out games is that Genyu Takeda, Nintendo's main man for hardware, originally wanted boxing glove controllers to make it a more immersive experience. That was until Miyamoto told him it wouldn't be a good idea. Miyamoto pointed out that it would be too hard to figure out, so they stuck with the classic joystick and buttons. Oh yeah, there's also voice acting in this game too.
Late Canadian Bear Hugger! Right hook! Right hook! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This chatty ref is voiced by a mystery employee at Nintendo of America. With boxing being a bigger deal over here, Mr. Takeda thought it would be authentic to have an American lend their voice. And if you missed it last time, keep an eye out for these familiar faces who show up to the matches. Much like its predecessor, Super Punch-Out hasn't left the arcades. But it's not all bad news for the arcade era of Punch-Out. The boxing ring stage in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U has a giant homage to these games in the background, with a little extra flair added for character titles. And of course, we can't forget Wireframe Mac, who's so important that he gets his own set of 8 costumes. Sorry, Alf. Super Punch-Out might be harder to find than the original, and for those of you hunting to play it in person, I wish you good luck.